up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Listen, y'all, I know it has been a long time since I've been able to come on here and be with you guys. I've just been doing a lot of things. About 2 years ago, 3 of our kids became professional actors and they got signed to a talent agent. And so they've been booking and we've been traveling and doing things. And because I co-manage them with my husband, I've been having to also do their promotions on social media as well as mine. We started a new web series, so I have another page on YouTube called Life with the Rankins. Shameless plug, check it out.
This is our home. This is our new home. Can y'all believe it?
It's our house! Life with the Rankins. Life with the Rankins. Be loved.
I wanted to talk about just the journey of overcoming fear, and with that is the fear of flying. So, yeah, about 3 weeks ago, I had to take a flight to New York. Now, I've flown before a few times, but I didn't like it. I could never seem to be able to get comfortable with it. In addition to that, I deal with anxiety. And I don't mean like the typical anxiety. I'm talking panic attacks. I'm talking about the sweats. I'm talking about all those different things. And then about 1.5 years ago, I got diagnosed with PTSD, which I'm learning at the root of that is unresolved trauma. You know, so even with all of that, sometimes it becomes a bigger obstacle to do some things that other people don't have, you know, any type of challenge doing. And for me, one of those things is flying. So our daughter, she had got a call back for this major role. And at first they were talking about flying her over to London. Well, I gracefully bowed out because I'm like 13, 15, how many of hours? It was double digit on a flight. I can't do it. And then about a few weeks later, they call back. In this industry, especially with acting, it always changes, by the way. So they call back and they like, you know what? We changed our minds. Some things have changed with some of the celebrities involved. So we need you guys to come out to New York next week. So I'm like, okay, I hear you guys. We done gone from double digits to 2 hours. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to get on this plane and do this 2 hours. So I was dreading getting on this plane, y'all. I mean, I'm talking stomach cramps, I'm talking sweats, I'm talking restless sleeping. I mean, and for me, like, if you talk to people who also have a fear of flying, like, it's different. Some people say they're afraid that the plane is going to crash, or just all sorts of things. And that per se was not and is not the fear that I deal with. With me, it always feels like I feel so trapped. I feel claustrophobic whenever I just walk onto a plane. You know how you do that last walk down that hallway right before you get on the plane? Like, for me, that's where my knees start to buckle. That's when it's like, oh my goodness. So, you know, you get on and a plane is huge, but for some reason, for me, it feels so small. I feel so tight. Then it's the fact that I'm on this thing with strangers. Everybody is a stranger. I mean, unless you travel with somebody, even the pilot is a stranger. Yeah, why is that a big deal? Because he's flying the plane. So, you know, for me, I'm thinking about all these things. I pray he ain't drunk. I hope he ain't on drugs. I hope he don't have a suicide wish. I mean, these are the things that's going through my mind when you talk about, Brand, you gotta fly. I told my daughter because it was an opportunity of a lifetime. So I knew I had to do this. You know, she's nervous. This is her first flight. I'm hoping she can pull from her father, who does not deal with any of these fears of flying, because I don't want to create a negative experience for her because of all the anxiety and things that I'm dealing with. You know, she also deals with anxiety, so she's like really nervous, yet she's really excited. So I'm trying to like hone in on the excited part, like, girl, this is going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing. And meanwhile, every time I think about it, I'm like crying. I'm like nervous. I'm upset. I'm like talking to my counselor about it. Like, I just don't understand how the plane is even in the sky. Like, that just trips me out, because I'm like, I know there's ground, but this plane is just in the sky. And, you know, I have people say, well, Brand, just look out at the clouds. And that freaks me out. Like, just knowing I'm up there in the clouds, I don't know. Like, maybe if I would have started flying when I was a kid, I would be used to this. But in my adult years, like, trying to do this has just been really challenging. So, you know, I just wanted to set that story up for you guys so you can understand where I'm at, and even though it's still something I'm overcoming, I really wanted to be able to share some tips with you guys, because there were moments, you know, throughout the flight where I was able to relax, where I was like, hey, I'm doing this, and hey, go Brand, and so, you know, and then when I got off, I wanted to celebrate, like, you know. And so because of that, I'm always open to helping other people. So if me being transparent can help you, I said, yes, God, I will do that. So today I just want to share with you 5 tips that helped me during my flight. Number 1, pray. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm a believer. I believe in God. And with that, I'm calling on Jesus all the time. For me, you know, praying, it helps me so much, because I can open up the Bible, I can look at the Word, and I can have something that I can hold on to that I trust in. You know, I know we don't all have the same beliefs, and that's fine. But for me, my biggest thing was to constantly pray. My biggest thing was to constantly look at the Word, grab one of God's promises, and hold on to it as tight as I could, because I just felt so helpless. But I know that even though when I'm weak, that God's strength is made perfect, that He's strong, I had to pull on that. I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for the pilot. I'm praying for the stewardess. I'm praying for the other people on the plane. I'm just praying, okay? Something that I've learned, and I am learning, it's a constant thing I walk out every day, is that when you're feeling anxious, especially if you deal with the anxiety disorder, that is to allow yourself to feel the anxiety. I know. Nobody who wants to do that, right? I didn't want to do it either. Like, what do you mean? I'm feeling panicky. That's the whole point. I want to fight or flight. I want to beat it. And you telling me to sit here and allow the terror, allow the feeling that I'm about to die, this is about to happen, you know, because it feels like that. I don't know what it really feels like, because I'm alive, and obviously you reading this or looking at this, you're alive too, but I don't know why we say that. Like, it felt like I was about to die. Maybe because your heart is beating out your chest, your mind is racing. It's like, yes, it's like pandemonium. It feels like you're out of control. And so with that, especially when you know, the anxiety is like step 1 for me. It's like, it's revs up, and then you got the panic attack, and then it just be like your imagination is running away. You know, it just feels like you don't have any control. So I first heard allow yourself to feel the panic, I'm like, say what? No. But yes, allow yourself to feel the panic, and that's something that I've been learning to do over the last 1.5 years. Sometimes it's just allowing yourself to close your eyes, and your body's feeling out of whack. You know, sometimes I shake over my entire body, and I'm just feeling like this, and I just have to, okay, what is it? What am I thinking? Okay, I'm thinking at the pilot, I'm thinking all these different things, and I feel really nervous right now. I don't do this on a regular. Like, I kind of give myself permission. Not kind of, I give myself permission to be afraid, to recognize the fear. Because another thing I've learned with anxiety, and I've been dealing with panic attacks since I was a kid, is that the more you fight it and ignore it, it rises up, it gets stronger. But when you acknowledge it and you face it head on, it begins to decrease. And number 2, I would say, is do some research. I'm not talking about looking on Google and learning about how many planes crash a year. No. Look and see how safe is flying. I mean, in that, yes, you can see how many plane crashes relative to how many car crashes, you know, happen a year. But, you know, there's constantly different things in the news. So if you see, oh, the plane just crashed the other day, and it, you know, that's not going to make you want to get on a plane. So, but just looking at how safe it is, recognizing how many people land safely, like, every day, it helps. Even when you get into the airport, kind of paying attention to other people. You know, you ain't the only, I know I wasn't the only one up in there nervous, tripping. But when I looked around, people looked calm. And that kind of made me feel calm too. Like, they getting on just like me. Let me get on this thing calm. Number 3, meditate. I have learned in this last 1.5 years to meditate. And it, oh my goodness, y'all, it is so amazing. Like, at first I was doing probably like twice a day. I was shocked with one of the apps. I use a couple of different apps now. So the first one I use is Abide. And Abide is a Christian meditation app, and it's really, really good. And then I just started doing another one a few days ago called Christian Calm, and or was it Calming Christian? It's fairly new. I actually just listened to one last night, but it was really, really helpful. It'll teach you how to breathe. And breathing is so important. I didn't realize that. I've heard years ago with panic attacks that breathing can be important. No, guys. Because you can like pick on these apps like what's calming to you. For me, it's water. It's the sound of running water. For some, they have like fireplace, they have nature and birds and different things going on. But for me, even with allowing myself to feel the panic, I cried. You know, as you guys see in the clip, I had to cry it out. You know, I had to kind of just let it go so that I could go to where I needed to go. Step 4 was basically, so I watched a couple of vlogs before I got on the plane. And one of the tips that they gave you was to be able to tell the flight attendants that you were nervous. Well, I'm like, okay, a nervous flyer. I'm like, okay, I could do that. But then I felt kind of like, I don't want to tell nobody I'm a nervous flyer. You know, I was starting to feel like, you know, I don't need to tell nobody. When I got on that plane, I was beating so fast, I didn't care what nobody thought. Because at first I'm like, I don't nobody think I'm a punk. I can get on this plane. I ain't tripping. When I went and I got on that plane, and then it didn't help because my daughter, she was like, oh my, you know, she's 10 and a half. She was like, oh Mom, it's getting smaller here. I feel like I can't breathe. And she like collapsed on the floor, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, we're very dramatic, us Rankins, you know. We live very loudly, boldly, fun, but we're also very dramatic. Hypochondriacs at times too. But she like fall on the floor, so I'm like, oh Lord. So I get her up and I'm like, it's okay. So I told the flight attendant, I said, we're nervous flyers. I said, it's my daughter's first time and I'm just a nervous flyer. He's like, no, we don't want you guys nervous. Would you like to meet the pilot? So I'm like, yeah. So we go up and we meet the pilot. He was very nice. And I asked him, I said, well, can my daughter take a picture with you? And he said, I can do better than that. I'll let her sit in my seat. And you'll see that here. He explained to us how he'll be flying, and it did calm me some. Logically, it still spooked me because I'm like, how do you, I didn't ask, but in my mind, I'm like, how do you just look through clouds and fly? You use a compass. There's no red light. There's no, we can't pull over and get out if we need to. So, you know, part of mine too is that control, releasing that control to somebody else, especially somebody I don't know. 30,000 feet up in the air. As we went back to the seats and I was comforting my daughter, another flight attendant overheard and she asked what's going on, and I told her. She said, no, we want you guys to feel at home. And Delta, y'all was just the best. Shout out to y'all. And before the flight was over, they actually surprised my daughter with a gift basket. Just watching them do that to her and how nice they were to us, I really, really appreciated that. So thanks, Delta. And I'm telling y'all, don't be ashamed to let them know. Whoever you fly with, don't be ashamed to let the flight attendants know that you are nervous, because they really do pay more attention to you. They take a little bit more time with you, a little bit more compassion, and it made me feel really, really good. Number 5, play the games. So on a kind of plane that we were on, I don't know the names on it, but it was 3 rows, and we sat in the middle, as opposed to the plane, which is 1 aisle with the seats on both sides. Because when we rolled back, we rode on that. They also had like TVs. It's been a while since I flew, so maybe all of them got TVs. I don't know, but they had TVs where we could play games and we could watch movies. At first, it was really difficult because when we tried to play the games against each other, like it was all kind of stuff like word searches, tic-tac-toe, just all kind of stuff. When I was trying to get in the game with them, I was so nervous I couldn't really think. So my hands was just so sweaty, and I'm just trying to press on the screen. After a while, 15 minutes or so, I was able to get in and not focus so much on flying and how it made me feel. I was able to engage with them and have some fun. With that, do not rely on them to have your entertainment. I downloaded some things to my phone, some of my favorite shows, some of my favorite songs to listen to. So I had a variety on my phone. If you know you don't read all the time, don't try to bring a big novel, because you get on a plane and your nerves too bad you can't pay attention to the words on the book. Do something you love to do. Number 6, and this is so important. This is super duper important, guys. Like, remember, why are you flying? Why are you flying? What are you doing this for? Are you going to visit a family member? Are you going to visit an old time friend? Are you going on vacation? Why are you doing this? Because You have to constantly remind yourself the joy of reaching your destination, how much joy it's going to bring you when you get there. For us, it was the fact that this was the opportunity of a lifetime. My daughter had a huge, all caps, opportunity of a lifetime to meet with and work with some people in the industry that were huge, and booking this would be life-changing for all of us, our entire family.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have landed it. We have certainly enjoyed having you on board today. Hope to see you again soon.
So guys, we just landed at JFK Airport. I think it's JFK Airport?
Yes.
JFK Airport, and I'm extremely nervous. I was extremely nervous.
I don't say was, because now you done made friends, you done got snacks, you done watched TV.
Yes! You made it! The flight attendant just came on the radio a few minutes ago. He said we're due for landing. Put your seatbelts on. Hold on tight. We made it. Woo! Hallelujah! You guys, we just came in for the landing. We made it to our destination. Guys, celebrate yourself. Y'all, we made it. He just hit the brake. We made it fun. You know, my daughter, I'm telling her, like, we like, woo! We making videos, we taking pictures. Y'all know the picture. We celebrated ourselves, and it felt so good. It really is a victory, guys. Whenever you confront something that terrifies you, brings you fear, brings you anxiety, and you move forward in it, it's huge. You did it. Celebrate yourself. I'm proud of you, okay? In the comments below, let me know if any of these tips helped you. Do you have a flight coming up? Tell me about it. I want to know. I want to know if any of these things helped you, because they really helped me. And I want to take an opportunity to celebrate you, okay? I might not be able to comment on every single post, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try my best, because it's just really important for us to celebrate and think on positive things of a good report, the great things, the joyful. Every day in the news we hear about all the bad stuff going on, but there's great things going on too. And you getting on this plane ride and you facing your fears is something great, and it should be celebrated, okay? Well, thanks so much for sticking with me through this video, for listening to me. I hope I said something that helped. I'll be back real soon with another video, okay? Catch y'all in the next video. Peace.